Habits. Part 2.
It's hard to identify when you're going through it, but if you're not comfortable and you're second guessing it and you know, actually I shouldn't be doing this, and you do it anyways, or you're kind of being pressured to do it, then you kind of know that it's probably something that you don't want to do and you should try to avoid. It's like anything. You're hanging around with the wrong crowd, the crowd wants to do something, and you're saying to yourself, you know what, I don't want to do this. At that point, that's when you should really just stop and listen to yourself and think, actually, this is not something that I want to do, and have enough restraint to step away from it. And if you find it difficult, then you need to educate yourself and find other means in terms of things that you can do to fill that void, that craving, whatever it is that you have.
So what about if you get in like your the crowd you're with, and sometimes you get pressured, if you don't try it or do the things everyone else is doing, you kind of get name called, bullied, whatever. Especially when you're in the state. And when you're in school, khalas, you don't need to, but when you're in the state or in the neighborhood, it's very tough,
Of course.
So how would you...
This is the number one thing, right? At school, you're going to be a certain person. Outside of school, you're going to be another person. And to be honest, you need to be able to have enough restraint and build that restraint within you to be able to stay away. The thing is, the most of the time, the people that are in school with you, that are trying to, pressure you to things, or inviting you to things that otherwise you might not think to do, or you are doing, those are going to be the people that you hang around with outside of school. You need to be able to walk away from those friends, because they're probably not going to be on the same wavelength as you grow older. And they're probably not going to be around for much longer as well, because you'll make new friends, you'll make new crowds, you'll have new influences, and you'll want to live your life in a different way.
So you just have to ignore them. And
I think the most important thing is if you find yourself in a situation where people are pressuring you to things that you don't want to do, and you find it uncomfortable, and you're finding yourself questioning certain things, the hardest thing to do would be to walk away, find new friends and whatever. No one wants to be alone, no one wants to be in a situation when you're young as well. You want to be hanging around with friends, you want to have friends, you want to do things, you don't want to miss out. But you know what, you've got to learn how to walk away from certain people, because a lot of the time those people won't be there until the end anyway. So if you can cut people like that out of your life at that stage, you would have had enough restraint come the years you grow older to have even more restraint and more self-discipline to be able to say no to things that you don't want to do, or you don't want to mix with. So I think it builds character. It will build your character in being able to say no at those times as well. And again, educate yourself on things. Find things that you can cling on to that will benefit you in the long run, as opposed to things that will just bring you down, make you feel a certain way, make you question yourself, even make you loathe yourself in some cases. I found myself being addicted to something for many years, and what happens is you start to develop self-hate. You look at yourself and think, oh my God, I'm at the will of this one addiction that I can't get rid of it. And you start questioning how much willpower do you really have, and also you find it more difficult in life, because what you found all this time up until a certain age is I've just been saying yes as opposed to saying no, not building that character, not building the willpower. And then when it comes later on in life, you want to quit things, you want to do something different, you can't, because you don't have that conditioned reflex of being able to say no, which you've learned and had experience of all those years. So you need to do that. And I think one thing that I found in terms of actually breaking addictions, personally speaking, is you need to be able to talk to yourself. And we spoke about this earlier, right? Talk to yourself and speak to yourself about certain things. Also, one of the things that I've read about, and I think that helped me a lot, is leave notes on your phone. For everyone's got a phone these days. As a young person, leave notes and self-reminders on your phone that pop up every day. If you've got a goal, break it down to small chunks. It's easy to achieve a goal when it's broken down to smaller chunks, as opposed to looking at something and thinking, wow, that's a massive task, I'm never going to get it done. If you've got a task in hand, you've got something in mind that you want to achieve, break it down to smaller goals. What milestones do I need to hit to be able to hit that long-term goal? And it's easier, because then once you hit certain milestones, you can reflect on it and say, look how far I've come. And now you're going to be in a state of well, I've come this far. Not just to come this far, you're going to keep going. So leave, even if you can. One of the most useful things that I read about is, in terms of breaking habits, is leaving notes for yourself or leaving reminders for yourself that pop up every day, and it'll come up and it'll give you words of motive that you've set yourself. You're speaking to yourself. It's almost like speaking to your own mind, right? When you're in your own space and you're just staring at a wall or whatever it might be, you're thinking. It's the same thing, but it's you reassuring yourself that you can do this, you can do that, you can break this habit, you can achieve that goal, and break it down to smaller chunks. And that's easier to achieve than it would be to look at a task 30,000 foot view and think I'm never going to get it done.
Follow for part 3.